Hi, my name is Shruti Setia Chiroria and I'm a practicing counseling psychologist. I'm also a very active coach at Atmadhruti. Atmadhruti, it is an organization that creates spaces where individuals, especially students and young adults, they can discover themselves, their authentic selves, navigating life's challenges with resilience and unlock their fullest potential. In line with the same vision, we are launching Unblocked, a podcast platform designed to bring forward voices, aspirations, fears, beliefs, struggles, and dreams of the younger generation. Today, our theme is the leap from imagining to beginning. We welcome a young entrepreneur among us, Shrita Ray.
Hi, I'm Shrita. You can also call me Simi. I'm in humanities and currently I like doing singing. I have a small business and I'm running that. So,
Wonderful. We have a young entrepreneur here today. So, I would like to call you Simi because I think that sort of correlates with me. Simi, tell me, let's just imagine that, you're going to live your imagined beautiful life and you're 40. What would your life look like?
preferably, it will look like I'm settled in a house that I really like. Something that's big, has a good view in the States, preferably. Um, I'd be friends with people who actually care and I'd be successful. I'll have my own career and my own business.
Right. I think you're somebody who has a vision for herself. Yes. I think that's very, very inspiring, especially to the young women out there. Having said that, you said you do have a business. I would also want to know if there's any like I will ask you about your business, but of course, if there's any skill or anything else that you're building that is making you feel like yes, you're entering the real world.
I would say my business only. It's a small brand that I've built named Bonds and Beads. I make handmade accessories, jewelries. I'm also selling a lot of different kind of stuffs that are not really handmade, but then I think I like to give people options so they can choose from those.
Okay, nice. How long has it been?
Probably last year, March.
Last year, March. And what about building meaningful relationships or building connections? What is your view about that?
I like to socialize. I like to make friends. I've never been a friendly person since childhood, but as I grew up, I became more extrovert. I became more friendly with everybody. So, yeah, I am like more of a people pleaser from childhood, but then I tend to be more closed up about myself rather than opening too much.
I think that's very introspective. I think your answers make me feel that you have introspected very well for yourself. Wonderful. Uh, we all have those moments in our life when we feel like, okay, this is the moment that we are living for. We feel the most alive in those moments. And at this point, you have a lot of areas like, technology, art, science, or even occupation, business for that matter. What is that one thing that makes you definitely feel like, yes, you're living the moment for yourself?
That would be like I have to think about it.
Take a moment.
Mm. I could say that the fact that I had a childhood without technology and that I could grew up into technology, learning alongside, and that I can, feel like, oh, I'm confused about this, but I'm not. I have more, I'm more easy into technology. I can, figure out things myself without feeling, oh no, I need to go to YouTube, search up tutorials. So,
I think that's something I have never thought from that perspective. I think thank you so much for bringing that to me. Uh, this also brings me to understand or sort of ask you this: what is that one strength or positive quality, or probably I can say one of those capability that you feel that you have that always tells you that okay, you're going to be okay with this and things are going to be fine.
hmm, probably that, like how I like to, you know, wait, I need the question again. I forgot.
I'm asking you what could be one of the strengths or capability or your positive attributes, quality that you think makes you tell yourself that yeah, I will get through this. I can sail through this.
It's this thing that I have that, like, if I really want something, I actually go for it. If it really piques up my interest, if it really gets to me, like, no, everybody's, telling me that I cannot do this, I cannot do this, and I really feel like, no, I have to prove them wrong. At times, yeah, I do fail, but then it's a part of life, failing and then achieving what you want.
Okay, I think a great realization. Uh, I think you mentioned something very important, which is failure. And we all often wonder and are scared to be failed in life, right? We all are scared to be a part of the failure or face failures for that matter. So tell me one fear that you have that you would like to, let go of or sort of कि नहीं हो मेरे लिए मतलब one fear that you would like to achieve or overcome.
A fear that I would like to achieve and overcome is that, like, how I tend to be very lazy about things, and that I don't want to be. I want to, be more productive. I want to achieve the things that I really look forward and not just dream about it. So that's a little small thing that I have been doing.
So you would want to work over your procrastination.
Yes.
Um, let's say we've turned old. Okay, we are both old. I am more older than you, and we're 50 years old, and you see your life a certain way. What are some things that you definitely don't want to see in your life when you're 50?
Something that I would not want to see in my life is that when I'm 50, I don't want my family struggling. I want them to be stable. I don't want them to be, afraid to ask me for things, thinking that, oh, what if she's not able to afford that? I don't want that. I want them to be getting what they want. Maybe, yes, restrictions, of course. But then I don't want them to fear this thing that, like, tomorrow will we even have a roof over our head or not? I want that, like, a stable life with people I care about, people that care about me. So,
I think I would encourage young women to actually think that way. And I think from your answer, I could understand and realize that financial freedom is something that you would like to empower your family with, right? And that's not something that you
yes.
would want to struggle at that age.
I like to, shop. I like to buy things. I have this feeling like, oh, I like this, I really want to get this, but I cannot. So I don't want to face that. I want to get all I want. I want to also be like stable, and I want to support everybody around me.
Right. So I think also this is one thing that you sort of strive for, supporting and helping people around.
Yes.
Is that something that strongly relates to you? Uh, I always ask this question to a lot of people, and I think that'll be a very perfect fitting question here for us right now. If you had to ask your younger self, probably somebody who's in the ninth standard or eighth standard, something, something that nobody ever touched upon, what would be the one question you're going to ask that person or your younger self?
Um, I would really ask them, like, are they liking what they're doing? Because in ninth standard, I was pretty much confused because, you know, like COVID ended, I was in eight. A lot of confusing things. I could not socialize properly. I was struggling. And in ninth standard, I did struggle. Like, I grew and grew, and, to where I am now, I would like to be, at least tell myself that, be confident in what you do, because I still lack confidence. Something that I don't have.
What's very interesting, I sort of had these questions from like ninth standard, 10th standard, 11th standard, and surprisingly, everybody answered the same thing. That probably somebody would have asked me, what do you want to do, which you like, and you're not able to?
Um, Probably, mm, I'd like to, I prefer, actually not prefer, I wish that somebody would have told me that, like, you go ahead with this thing that you want to do. Like, I like to do singing. I recently started taking coaching. Now, if I would have started from back then, I would have been much better now. And I think I would prefer to do that then rather than just sitting along and being like trying to sing, like not be good at it and then being like, oh, I cannot do this, I cannot do that. When I ask people for advice, they're like, oh, you do this so bad. And so I like to, start some things that I'm bad at earlier, if I could.
So that you can grow better with it.
Yes.
I think that in itself is very empowering. Simi, you mentioned something very interesting about yourself, that that one doubt that you have about yourself is that you procrastinate a lot, right? I would just like to spend a little more time into thinking about where did this come from?
It's probably from academics where I feel like I'm falling behind because I'm doing a lot of things except like other than singing and making orders for my business. I'm also spending time making content like reels, and I also see a lot of reels, and I'm also busy watching movies. So while I'm doing all of these, I realize, oh wait, I am falling behind on this one project I have left, or like this some homework or something or the other I have left that I'm not doing. But I tend to avoid doing that and continue for my own enjoyment. So I realized there.
That makes sense. Also, it sort of, you know, sometimes makes us question, is academics important? Is it something that's going to help you in your real life? I think that question is something we all stumble upon sometime. So I think that's very, very natural. Now, let's just imagine that I get you to contact somebody from abroad, okay? And that person is someone who is studying in a college or a university for that matter. So, what would be that one question you're going to ask that person?
I would actually ask how it is like living abroad because I'm not sure. I'm not sure the people might be because a lot of people tend to be racist towards people who are not of their color
Right.
or something. And other than that, I would like to know like how are the like academics, the people, how is like the type of food and everything, a little bit like of that place they're from. Um, like
But
abroad would
what specifically?
sorry.
What specifically?
Depending, like if you say someone who's in like for example UK, I would probably ask them that how are the people in the UK because I've heard they are a little rude at times. And I would also like to ask them how is like living there, how is like the views, like the places they go to. Because when you're going from like some place like India to abroad, it is quite hard to, manage that shift. You have to settle in that life. So that's hard. So
Okay, so if I had to summarize that answer for myself, your question would be more about the people and the culture so that your adjustment becomes
yeah.
easier if you're moving there. Right. Makes sense. We're going to do a rapid fire now. And this is my favorite part also. So, give me one word for the life that looks like your best life.
A movie.
A movie. But how would you describe your life to be a movie?
The drama. Every now and then there's drama here or there. So
Okay. Interesting. Very interesting. I think what brings my next rapid fire question would be, because you mentioned drama. I think there are people involved, of course. Who would be that one person, alive or dead, who would you want to spend an hour with?
it would be my grandmother. She's dead, but then I would like to, go back, have a conversation with her, talk
You
to
miss
her.
her.
Yeah, she passed away in COVID, so I did not really, like spend the time with her like that. This precious time I kind of wasted it away. So I'd like to, visit her again if possible.
Our experiences also build beliefs for us, right? Some things that we believe in is also something that gets built because of our experiences. So, could you tell me something that you really believe in, but you think people your age don't?
It would be that I believe that we should pursue things that really interest us rather than just going forward with academics because Indian parents, they will be like, focus on your studies, then you go to college, then you get a job, then you do whatever you want. I would say rather, when you find your interest, you start then and there, because there is a chance you could build that upon into a career. It could be a part of your life, and it could be probably the most important thing that you probably will be like, I'm like grateful I actually pursued that rather than just focusing my life on academics.
Okay, makes sense. Um, so from what I can hear, you tell me it's that spending time on building something that's really meaningful for you would really create the life that you're
Yeah.
looking out for. Tell me something that you've always felt so alive that whenever you're in that moment you feel that this is something that I can feel the maximum bliss in.
Hmm. It would be when I'm with my friends. I'm people I care about and people that actually genuinely care about me. The time, even 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, or 10 hours, and days. Time spent with them feels like it's just gone in minutes. It's just that precious, like the
So you
happiness.
feel most about yourself at that point of time, that you are yourself at that point of
Yeah.
time. Okay, let's imagine there are no particular obligation in life for the coming 1 year. Okay, what would you be doing at that point of time? How would you spend your life?
Um, in the coming 1 year, since I'm in like the 12th standard right now, I thought that when I'm in college, or if I'm not even in college, that if I even take a drop year, I'd like to spend it with my friends, go on adventures. I thought of like doing, bungee jumping. I thought of exploring, so or going on a trip with my friends, like to Manali, like Ye Jawani Hai Diwani. So that's one.
Okay, so probably traveling with
Tra-
your bunch of
friends.
friends to explore yourself and your life more. Very interesting. You also mentioned something about bungee jumping. I am really scared to do it. So that brings me to the next question, which is about fear. Let's say you want to overcome one fear by the age of 25, and that's not procrastination because you've covered that, because you doubt yourself about it. What would be that one fear that you would like to overcome by the age of 25 for yourself?
Heights.
Heights.
The fear of heights.
Is that why bungee jumping is on your
Yes.
list? Okay. To conclude our session today, I'm going to ask you a question which is something very important and meaningful for me at least. Uh, we all are going to say bye one day, right? And we all would want people to remember us. Imagine it's your farewell. I am not saying that you're bidding farewell to somebody, but let's say it's your farewell from your college, school, whatever, and you would want people to remember you. It should not be something about your achievements or something that you've done in that particular course era of life. How would you want people to remember you?
Probably I would like them to remember me for me, the person who I am. Like if they look back at the time of the school year, they remember me either as a classmate or a senior. But I would like want them to remember me as a person that, since I'm a very caring
One
person,
word.
okay, someone who cares. It's not really
Caring.
one word, so yeah.
Caring is something that you
I
would want people to remember you with. And I think we had covered this, but I would still like to explore this a little bit with you. But like in a one sentence answer, what would you like to be asked that you think nobody ever asks?
Hmm. I'd actually like at times, not like any time, but in moments where I really need someone, that time they come and ask me that how I'm doing, even my highs and my lows. If I'm in my highs, I don't want to be blinded by my achievements. And in my lows, I want them to, come. I want someone to talk to, because it's not always visible. But then I want them to notice that something's off, and make them like make themselves like feel like safe, that like someone safe that I can go up to and I can express my feelings and talk to.
So probably someone who would check up on you as well as give you that space to
Yes.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful knowing you. And I think people or young women should actually feel inspired by your story. Thank you so
you.
much. It was lovely having you here.
Thank you.